Gaming. So this is the ultimate destination for all things gaming here. So I'm former NFL running back and Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher and an esports coach, game enthusiast. So this is your weekly getaway to the latest news and hottest game releases. We got a few we're going to talk about today, some fun ones. Brings me back to my childhood and in-depth discussions on some of the industry topics that we got and some sad news about some of the retro games and that are out there. We had some news last week about retro games and what the business, what the industry is going to do with them, and how we'll be able to access them or not. So, whether you're a casual gamer or a hardcore esports fan, my Gamers Lounge is the place for you and for everyone. So, grab your controller, settle in, and join us as we dive into this dynamic world of gaming. Y'all, all right, me always try to play the music. See if this it is. Didn't work last week. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I can hear it. What? Weird. I'll let that ride out. All right, like I said, thanks for joining in. I was testing the audio because it wasn't working last week, so I was like, let me give it a shot here. So I'm rolling solo today. John and Rico could not make it in, which is all good. I still have the stream, which is the chat coming in. We got people logging in right now. Hope you everyone had a great and fun and relaxing weekend with the family, being in a holiday weekend, staying at home or traveling. If you're traveling, hope your travels were safe and you made it to and from your visitation destination, I would say. And now we're getting into, I say, it's December now. Wow, this year's flew past. A lot of great things we'll be talking about here today. Some fun things, later this month with the year wrapping up. I always do like a game of the year or something like that. So that'll be here in the next couple weeks before we get to Christmas and obviously the New Year's. But man, a lot of craziness this past weekend. We had some really good football, but really crazy moments in football as well. What's up, Eor? OG John's in the chat. Eor as well. Keto. The say the usual suspects. Great movie, by the way. One of my favorite movies of all. I'll say on my favorite movie list. Usual suspects, y'all. So hope you're having a good time. So Keto made it in first, or was it Eor? We have to go back to the film and watch it and see who time step came in first. It looked like right now Eeyore's time step says 205 and Akito's time step says 207 Akito. So you might have got beat out by a couple of minutes there, buddy, but no problem. We got other episodes and I didn't know how coming in to watch my show becomes a competition, but that's what gamers do, right? We figure out we'll do things to eventually make it a competition. So like I said, good weekend with the family hanging out. Hope you had that. I know I did. But also I was not happy, Huskers got beat up. Got beat. I don't say they didn't get beat up, but we lost to the Iowa Hawkeyes. We were right there. We should have got the win, but came away with the L. But we are bowling, so there is a little silver lining, and we have some coaching changes already. Tony White, the defensive coordinator, Kevin Knight, I forgot his first name, but Knighton, he's the defensive line coach, also left as well. So movement with coaches. So hey, I'm available. You could bring me in, special teams coordinator, linebackers, running backs. I could help out with because I know they got EJ Bartels. They don't really need me, but I could help there. Player development, anything. Hey, bring me on in, Lincoln. I'm old Cornhusker. I could stick to your rules there. So, but yeah, and then the Packers, man, the Packers are on the roll. How about them Packers, y'all? We on through the streams. I streamed through the weekend, played a little Call of Duty. Did some Star Wars Outlaw on Sunday and was talking about the games and Packers, man. They came out hot on Thanksgiving Day, beating up on the Dolphins, getting some Dolphin sushi, I would say, serve cold in Lambeau Field. Tua, even though Tua had a fantastic day throwing the ball, I think he had almost 500 yards passing, but the run game did nothing. So I'm happy with the defense. And now we got a big game coming up here this Thursday night. We got the Packers. So tomorrow going over to Detroit to face the the I say the league leading and divisional leader, Detroit Lions. That I've said this all season, and I'll say all season long. I'll say this that the NFC for the playoffs and potentially the Super Bowl will drive. You got to drive. You got to go through Detroit, and so we. This is our first test, a mini test coming up. Test that we've passed in so far in this stretch of games. For our playoff push a couple weeks ago, beat up on San Francisco, a depleted team. From injuries. Then last week beat up on the Dolphins, and now with this week back-to-back Thursday night football games for the Packers. It's going to face Jared Goff, Jameer Gibbs, David Montgomery, and a Lions defense, front end and back end defense that is putting up numbers and doing their job. Sometimes they don't stop the team, but they make key plays. As I watched the last time the Packers played the Lions in Lambeau Field, where yardage wise, the Packers had more yards rushing and passing, but big turnovers, a pick six, and some I say draining the clock with Montgomery, with Gibbs running the ball was a big factor and was able to get them to win there. So that is a team that is built to last for 4 quarters and obviously and actually built to last for 17 games of the regular season and then also into the playoffs. So it's a lot going on there for the Lions. So hats off to those guys working hard. All right, says we got Eeyore said Margaret want to say next week you have myself and Akito on. Oh, bring in some of the fans. Hey, we could do that. I don't mind that. Give a little fan appreciation interviews. I got well, my usual question, so you'll be able to know that right away. But you know what? Let's do it. We'll have a keto on. We have Eeyore on 2 o'clock. Or you could come in hot, or you could come in late. So, but yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea, and for everybody. And then OG John says flipping that wide receiver from OU feels like a big deal. Oh, yeah. So today, I'm glad you brought that up, OG John. Today is National Signing Day for college, our high school players. And so we have some big commits, and we've got a big commit wide receiver that was supposed to go to Oklahoma, one of our old rivals from the old Big 12 and the old Big 8. But now he flipped the script and it's coming to us. And we're going to get, I've noticed college football, high school football, players coming out, there's a lot of the indecisiveness. So hopefully, obviously, this is a big deal for us because we need him. We need more receivers coming in because we have a few of our receivers from this past season decided to bounce, which is like, oh man, no, don't do that. But they decided to. So hopefully we could keep them, the ones that are on roster, keep them in there, and then go from there. Keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. So with that being said, I'm gonna head over to our first quick hit news bite. So we got the media work. I don't know if y'all gonna hear it, but at least I'm gonna hear it. So here we go. I'll get y'all ready for this right here. My screen got crazy. I set up the studio, then the studio went a little wonky on me here. So here we go. Let me go here. Get set up here. I was like, what? All right. So as you see there, December 6th is going to be a sad day for Sega fans and any gamer that because I had a Sega Genesis and I had friends in my neighborhood that had the original Sega. So as the line reads there and then it go down the article, it says Sega has announced the mini classic games and bundles will be delisted from virtual stores starting December 6th. And if you remember last week's show with Tinto that we talked about how some of the retro games are kind of be unaccessible. It's going to be that real soon where we can't just log in or we can't purchase um, the older games like Pac-Man, like Legend of Zelda, like um, Super Mario Brothers, the original three, and things like Legend of Zelda. Keep going down the line of old school titles. So this is something where the developers, the big companies, are realizing because these games get played a lot for my generation and then on, and there's money to be made, and or there's money being lost, I guess, in their side of it. That's just how I'm reading this. That's just my opinion on it. So with that, they're doing this. So their delisting titles include iconic titles like Golden Axe, big game there. I love playing that going into the arcade. Crazy Taxi, Streets of Rage, which I had played all through Streets of Rage 1, 2, and I might have been a 3. I'm not sure. Or you could check the catalog on if it was a Streets of Rage 3, but I know it was a 1 and a 2. And then also on Steam, so games that are sold on Steam that are retro games on Steam, on Xbox, PlayStation, and also Nintendo Switch. And if you know Nintendo, if you're a fan, if you own a Switch, there's the online part of the Nintendo where you could go and play Tecmo Bowl. You can go and play old school Mario Brothers and Legend of Zelda. Um, I'm not sure what else. I know Gyromite's on there, but other fan favorites from generation. I'm Generation X. I'm 47, so any games from the mid to late 80s all the way through the 90s is what they're talking about, what they're referring to. So Sega has assured players that existing owners will be still able to access and play the delisted games, but new purchases will no longer be available. So nothing new here. So again, another guideline put in to keep us away from the stuff that made us happy as kids. So December 6th will be a sad day for Sega fans as the studio has announced it will be delisting all these classic games in bundles. And so from there, Sega made a big impact in the industry, especially in the 1980s and the 1990s. It is famous for creating some classic games like Sonic the Hedgehog that are almost inseparable. And we got Sonic now in the movies, on the big screen now. It's been 3 movies now, the Sonic and Shadow movies coming out this Christmas. Before that, so it's just come. I think Legend of Zelda is due for a film too, so they're almost inseparable. So Sega Genesis or Mega Drive console cemented its place in the gaming history, introducing iconic titles that remain relevant even till today. Obviously, so unfortunately, Sega fans, many of these classics will soon disappear from digital storefronts. Sega has announced its official website that many of its beloved classics and bundles will be delisted. So, virtual storefronts starting December 6th. Sega has confirmed that even though the games are being delisted, players who already own them won't lose their access. So that's a good thing right now. So they still be able to download and play the classic Sega titles and everything from their library. So some classic games will remain available on Nintendo Switch Online subscribers. That's what I mentioned earlier. And but Sega hasn't shared details about what what this means for fans moving using other platforms. That means using Xbox or PlayStation or even Steam for that matter. So this is another I say not a death blow, but just a blow of no, like keep the games going. Legends is in the building. Yes, indeed. What's up, average historian? And so although I'm speculating, Sega is going to come out with their own subscription service. Oh, yeah, speculate. Hey, that's a good guess. That's what these companies do. Game preservation is important for future generations. Yes, I believe we should do that. I mean, I have right now every system dating back to the original Xbox where I'm sitting right now in terms of either boxed up. I've been unboxing them a little bit at a time. So I have a PlayStation. I have the Illuminator PlayStation 1. Then I have a PS2, PS3, PS4, and 5. And then I have an Xbox, the original, the Duke, with the Duke controller. And then I have a 360. I have I have two 360s, four Xbox Ones, a S Digital, and then two Series X's, one over here and one over there. So yes, I'm trying to preserve it for my grandkids, my kids when they come here. I'm gonna set up in my granddaughter's room. I'm gonna put in there a Switch and an Xbox 360 with kid games. Kid oriented. I say for her age because she's 5. She'll be 5 in January. So I'm putting games. What I was looking at there, like Lego Batman 1 and 2. So I'm gonna get that ready for her come Christmas time. She might be here for Christmas. If not, she'll be here, maybe around her birthday, and she'll be able to get into not only doing Legos in real life, because as you see behind me, it's a ton of Lego boxes back there, but actually playing the video games too. So I'm setting her up for success and having that part of she's officially going to be growing up as a geek. So you got to do that. So um, hopefully, I'll say the good thing is Sega, and sounds like they're going to at least, obviously, what you said, you can, if you have the game, you can still access it. You got time. You got a few days here. It's a Friday. Is when everything else goes down. But if you got some classic games that you want to play, go to Steam, go to Sega Genesis.com or whatever the website is where you can download because I know I'm going to do that. And I have a few games from Sega that I downloaded on my Nintendo Switch, and I'm gonna just keep playing and on because it's our history, it's our childhood for one. Let's just start there first. For anybody that's in the chat, for everybody that's in the chat, Mechlin Monster, how you doing? For our generation, from the 80s to the 90s, I mean, we know the 70s was the start of video games, the late 70s, and then on through the 80s and then 90s, we're in the golden age. I say the best time for gaming and the best time for entertainment. And to have these at a limited access coming up, say, hey, download now. I know I'm gonna be downloading stuff all night long to make sure I have my Sonic the Hedgehog, I have my Legend of Zelda, I have my Tecmo Bowl, I have my Double Dribble. Any of those games, Sega and Golden Axe was an arcade game that I loved to play all the time with my friends. Um, Crazy Taxi played occasionally. I was more into uh, what's the taxi movie that's on, I think, Peacock or one of the streaming apps with Anthony Mackie, Twisted Metal. There it is. I was more into that with my older bro playing that a lot. Twisted Metal when I was in high school. So those games like that. If you have a PS2, you have a PlayStation 3, you have a PS1. That's where the Twisted Metal and some other games were. Keep them, clean them up. Make sure you clean up the fans. Help people. I know Eeyore. He's one of those guys that cleans up systems. He's had nightmares. So do a good job of taking care of your older systems, because yeah, they might sound loud, but the fan is working hard to get the information out. But you clean them weekly, monthly, daily. I say monthly is a good. Once a month is a good time. Even your PCs today, Xboxes, PlayStations, once a month is a good time to clean up, get the dust out. They have little clean kits. If you go to Home Depot or Office Max, you can find a PC cleaning disc, and that kit, that cleaning kit can then definitely clean up your console as well and keep the good games rolling, y'all. So we have some good comments here from the chat. I thought you were going to say Taxi with Steve, with Queen Latifah. Oh, the movie? No. That was a good movie. It was a good comedy there. And OG John says here, I've been desperately trying to get a PS5 anniversary edition, and I'm not having any luck. It's been a significant bummer. Yeah, so that's the 30th anniversary PlayStation 5, which it looks like the one that is OG John is referring to. And I'm not surprised. I mean, I want to buy one, just the price is a little steep for me right now. I'm gonna just wait, maybe find one on eBay, catch one at a later price. And if I don't, at least I have a PS5 already, so I'm not really losing out on anything other than the cosmetic look of it. It's a nostalgic thing to see that old gray PlayStation One controllers and all. But I have the PS5 that is kicking out the same. I say terabyte of memory and all that. And that was the big thing different from all those old consoles was the fact that there was no memory in the first generation of gaming consoles. You had to play that game and beat it. If not, it would reset once you turn the power off, or you could pause it. But now there's memory cards, there's terabytes of memory, sometimes not enough. We got these games that just take up so much ton of memory. Fortnite to Call of Duty to Halo Infinite to Madden to Valorant or what have you. League of Legends, they take tons of memory. So a good comment here by Meckler Monster says, I have a Dreamcast that I got a cinnamon roll candle spilled on it. Oh my God, New Year's Eve party in 20 years ago. So I put it out and let me change that time so you can have it up there a little longer. He said I pull it out to every once in a while and makes the room smell amazing. Because the fan pushing out that cinnamon, I hear you. I have my Dreamcast. I'm looking at it right now, and it's still fully functional. I think I'm gonna plug that up this weekend and play some games while I'm watching some NFL. Maybe streaming something else, but playing that on the side as well. It's just those memories of playing those old consoles is so fun, and it's like I said, brings back a lot of memories. So it's some bad news, disappointing news, but not the end of the world for us gamers because we are, I say, what's the word? We're crafty and we know how to make things last a long time. So we'll figure something. We always figure it out. I know that Gen X, we always figures things out there. So I hope you enjoy that share right there of information. But things are changing. We just got to keep up with it, and we good at that. That's what we know as gamers. So let's head into the next subject here, and we're talking about did this or that last week. We got best thing on social media. So here we go. Is it playing? No. See now this one's not playing. I don't hear it. Come on, come on, play. Why is it not playing? Nope. All right. So best thing on social media. Let me get it ready for you here. This is interesting. I say it's a good one because it's old school. It's talking about the old school, and it's the whole argument: who's better, LeBron or Michael Jordan? And I like the ending. You got to wait to the end of David Aldrich and his description of what Mike, if he was a different height to what he was as in his description of why he is better than LeBron here in the LeBron Michael Jordan argument that will go on forever.
That just doesn't make any sense. It's a legitimate, real case. The reason why I think Jordan's number one, Michael Jordan's got the greatest will of any professional athlete I've ever seen. Dominated at every level. Was a great was a great defensive player earlier in his career. Was still a really good defensive player late in his career. And is the greatest scorer that I've ever seen. Could score from anywhere against anybody at any time. And I just think the totality of his impact on the game, his impact socially, his impact globally, all of it just leads to the same conclusion. He's the best.
That's who I would choose too, David. I've never seen anybody rip their hearts out and show it to them pumping and be glad to do it and to brag about it to anybody. It was Tiger-esque in a certain way that if you were born at the wrong time, you were not winning because Michael Jordan was born at the same time.
I've said this all over the years many times. If Michael Jordan were 5'6" instead of 6'6", he'd be the greatest serial killer in history. He's crazy, right, and thank God he's tall. That's what
I give you the floor here on why.
Oh God, that is.
This when people have asked me about.
He said if he was 5'6" and not 6'6", he would be the greatest serial killer of all time. Oh man, that is hilarious. I met Michael Jordan one time and a few times actually. Hung out with him. Great guy, funny dude. He was actually what the conversation was. This is why you know, regardless of what you see or heard on TV, and you know that he's a superstar of all superstars. He was talking about his kids, and when one thing I've learned, if you met people and they talk about their kids, they're focused. They're focused in the right area. So he's talking about his kids and how he's like, I can't believe I'm giving my kid this type of car. And it was like one of his old cars that he drove, obviously like a BMW or something like that. And he's like, man, these kids just don't know, And so he's talking about normal parenting stuff. And you would think, a lot of people would be like, oh, why is he, talking about that? But it's like, man, you got to remember, regardless of how superstar and how up in the sky he may be literally because he was Air Jordan, but he was no different than anybody else. Got kid, topics that he's going to talk about, that he's going to discuss and living it because he was dealing with, two sons and I think a daughter or three kids. He had three or four kids, and he has 3 or 4 kids, excuse me. And just dealing with the day to day because trust me, Eeyore and Akito, when we had our time, when we hang out online, we do the same thing. We're talking about kids, family stuff, everything, and it's just no. So just meeting them that first time, it was at the Denver All Star game, NBA All Star game back in like I'm gonna say 2003, 2004, somewhere in there. And so great conversation, and just add to me to say, oh yeah, I understand. He's a little bit more humble than what people think, and more down to earth than what people think. So I thought there's 2 kids. It says MJ's kids, two of MJ's kids work for Nike. Oh, nice. Okay, didn't know that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they should be able to get hired. Come on, man. He brought that. He helped build that company to a whole nother level. Between NBA players, families, connecting dots with people. Just doing big things. He did some big things back in the day to make things easier for NBA players today to have a shoe deal, because back then Nike was literally, or the NBA was really about to shut down, and Nike was an up and coming brand that nobody really knew about, and he helped boost up that brand, and then that. And other people like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, they also helped boost other companies up to compete against one another and bring the shoe game to where it is now. So hope you enjoyed that little share there. I thought it was funny, something on social media. I was like, what? I said, that's funny right there. David Aldrich, where he's writing a book, and that's where I saw it. They said, oh, he's talking about his book, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I mean, there it is. And then when he said the last line, said, hey, if Michael Jordan was about a foot shorter, he'll probably be the world's the world's best serial killer. I'm like, that's cold blooded, because he was. You know, Michael Jordan was cold. He would, he had no fear to fight. You know, to battle anybody on the basketball court, and came away with a lot of victories, as we know, 6 of them for sure. And to the LeBron argument, still, there's somebody that I don't think in each other's prime, Michael Jordan is going to probably dominate a guy that's, even though from a physical side, LeBron is bigger, but still, like I said, Michael Jordan's will. He's like, when he willed something, he was going to get it done. So let's head for on that note. Let's head over into the game releases of the week, and I don't know what happened to all my tabs. They got reorganized by themselves. So let me go there now. I can turn that off. And the first game here is, let me see if the audio works. See if the audio was working. Oh my, did I mute it? Nope, I didn't mute it. It's not working. What?
Release the games.
There it is.
It's time for the game releases. Game releases.
All right, here we go. We got some fun games in here. We have Anon Blast game here. And I gotta say, it's an interesting. I picked it because I saw the crazy graphics. I was like, oh, this looks fun. We gotta talk about it. Just off the look. Let's get the clock going there. Audio's up. We have Anon Blast here. It's Anon Blast. It's a fast pace.
I'm gonna find out who did this and blast him in the teeny.
It's buffering. It's thinking about it. Fast paced, explosive platformer that's all about destruction. So play as Enraged Dynamite Anton. So Anton Blast. So like Atom Blast. Anton Blast, or his co-worker Annie, as you use Mighty Hammer to demolish bizarre worlds, tussle with screen-filling bosses. That's a big boss. They fill in the screen, and steal your spirits back from Satan. Dang. Your mission in every level is simple: set Boros detonators, find Anton's spirit, and escape before happy hour ends. That means you blow everything up and get the heck out of Dodge. If the YouTube is gonna buffer for me. Let's see here. Oh, we had it going there, you know. We'll wait a few minutes here, see if it'll keep going here. But no, this is like a fun game. I picked it. I had the video ready for you guys and everything. We got first person. He was the first person to wear the white shoes and got fined 5,000. That made and Nike paid the fine for every fine. I think the NBA was paying him every game, or fined him every game that he wore the Air Jordan 1s, because they had, and you know why the shoe was banned? And if you don't want, it says it was first person not to wear white shoes. No, it was not only white shoes. So it was white shoes and also shoes with 3 different colors, because usually an NBA team could only be allowed to wear shoes with 2 of their team colors. So it'll be everybody has a white in their uniform. So being their other major color would be black, green, yellow, orange, purple, whatever. So they had white, black, and red. So that was the issue with Air Jordan to Nike, saying, hey, we're going to fine you. And then Nike said, you know what? We'll pay your fine. And that's what basically led to Michael Jordan, becoming that guy with a pair of shoes. And then on the movies and everything and championships after that. So what's up, Mark? What's up, JFK, man? How you doing? National Signing Day for Cornhuskers. I say National Signing Day for everybody. I was trying to show the video of this video game. There we go. Let's see if it'll play. Of Anton Blast. Explosive action platform.
I'm gonna find out who did this and blast him in the teeny tiny little pieces.
Mighty Hammer demolish Bizarre World, Suffer, Extreme Killing Bosses, which is big dudes, and steal your spirit back from Satan. I didn't know you had to do that for a game right there. This may not be for you kids there. Your mission is in every level
Sorry about that.
Happy hour in a video game? That's Let's see how happy hour goes down. So that's Anton Blast. It says November 12th, but it just came out, I guess, finally hitting some other consoles, Switches, PCs, stuff like that this week. So there you go.
Take a screenshot. It'll last longer.
Blast right there. And this is just me rolling. I'm gonna do another game for y'all real quick, and it's a simple anime game, fun game here. A little different, I say style of. A different speed going on right now, a little bit more serious, because you know how the anime games get. They get all dramatic and serious and everything here. So here we go. Here we go. We have Infinite Nikki here. Get the play going now. So Infinite Nikki
The fairy sprites who reside deep within the forest collect people's wishes. They long to find the most special wish and offer it to their god.
But the god had already gone.
Franchise, so I didn't know this obviously for Eeyore. I know you're
the wishing one has been gone too long. We lost our way, fell silent.
I'll tell you what wishes
franchise. So get a
paths drawn by the coins who forces us to follow them.
When people were struggling,
Where were they when the light was stolen?
12 years since
Where
the
were
first
they
one.
then?
Oh, wow, 12 years. Prepared to embark on
it
a new
appears
adventure
fond of
with
you.
Nikki and her
More than I
companion,
expected.
Momo, all around
Nikki.
the land. Looks like a nice
What
dramatic
is
anime series.
all of this?
Always
Go
fighting going on.
experience the world.
The graphics look pretty good. Look
Find
real
your
good,
strength.
actually.
Perhaps
For me,
you'll
got a
find
nice
the
little
answer to
still
the mirror.
Final Fantasy going on here, mixed with a little Pokemon character
Let's
right
just
there.
think of this as
So,
a
check this out.
graduation
It is
trip.
out tomorrow. Where you buy your games at. So that is Infinity Nikki right there on PS5. That's on Android and your iPhone and PC. Check it out. I don't know if Eeyore or Aikido checked this out or played it or even know of it.
You
Please
have
let me
no
know.
right to manipulate people's wishes. Is it you who awakened me?
Yep, JFK.
Give up!
They actually have white on there too, so you have to be.
This time, I'll make miracles happen.
A lot of storytelling there.
I'm Nikki,
Get on your P's and
a
Q's.
stylist.
A lot of fun storylines you gotta pay attention to. Artwork looks fantastic. The fighting is probably even better. So check it out, Nikki. Infinity Nikki is out on everything except
Long ago,
Xbox.
the Wishing
Xbox
One
and
sealed
Xbox.
part of his power here. It became the
There you go. Oh, now, wow, we're moving right along here. You know, just myself, so it goes pretty fast. And I got the next segment here, which is what's on stream. Here we go.
Row, row, row your boat gently up the... sorry. Excuse me. It's time for What's on Stream.
All right, we're dealing with season 1, episode 6 of Lara Croft Tomb Raider. We have been following Lara Croft on her journey around the world, trying to stop, what's his name, Devereaux, completing his collection of the Infinity Stone. Oh, not the Infinity. I said Infinity Stones. The Chaos Stones. You might as well say Infinity Stones. They're red, they're yellow, they're green, and they're I think it's gray or something. So this is episode 6, The Spirit Way, an astrological Astrological sends Laura racing to the site of an ancient battle where legends says the final Pearl Stones or Chaos Stones resides beneath a golden tree. So, in chasing down these Pearl Stones, going to the next destination takes her and Noah is back. He's okay. He just was kind of under the spell of Devereaux and the Infinity, or God dog, I got Infinity Stones stuck in my head here. Peril Stones, and so she finds him. This was probably like 2 episodes ago, and he's okay. So Noah is back on her Laura's side, helping battle Devereaux, and she needs the help because Devereaux, like I said, he's on a mission. He is not taking it easy on anybody. He is literally taking people out to get his mission done, to unite the Pearl Stones and bring the world back into chaos and calamity. And so as they walk upon, like kind of like an amusement park, to look for this golden tree, where the stones, one of the stones is residing. She watch Laura run through the amusement park. It's like an amusement park slash outdoor museum, and she's being Laura. Like Laura is not paying attention to the people standing in lines, the gift shop, and all that. She's running, jumping around like she's in the jungle looking for this peril stone, the golden tree that's under the golden tree. So she's flipping, dodging over people, and then it's funny. One group try to get her to take I think they did. They stopped her from running around and say, "Hey, excuse me, can you take a picture of this? Can you take us a selfie of her, of us, her family?" So she was able to do that and was a little frustrated, but she was able to track down Devereaux and the clan of people that he is possessing to then get even closer to get him to stop, to unite them. But that didn't work. So he is almost to full strength with the Peril Stones and bringing people in that are just innocent folks, but they're getting taken over and controlled by the Peril Stones. But that's how much power Devereaux has right now. And so you see right here, Laura is shooting an arrow from him uniting one of the stones that was under the golden tree, but it doesn't work. It just sets off a blast, and she finds out the story at the little amusement park slash museum of the Peril Stones and who of the gods were fighting for them. So you get you get a history lesson here in the Peril Stones and how they were created, why they were recreated and are created, and the story behind what happened during that time from a kid's point of view. And so she sits down. She actually sits down, and Noah is actually surprised because obviously you can't get Laura to sit down. She should be Mrs. Jones in terms of Indiana, running around, flipping, going through haunted haunted tombs and things of that nature, dodging arrows, dodging bullets, fighting people all the time. So she's never sitting still. So she finally sits still to get a story down. And I think it was the fact that it was a story about the Peril Stones. So she found out a lot about that. So that then got her to get a little bit more focused, and then in tracking down Devereaux and making sure he does not accomplish his mission. But I believe he got one of the other stones, like I mentioned, to set off an explosion that brings damage to part of the amusement park, and then frightens Laura because he's getting close to his mission of getting all the Peril Stones. And I think he's there. We're at episode 6, and I believe. Let me see here. Should I had this up already? What? Lara Croft. I don't want to say it's 9 or 10 episodes here. I think it's 9 or 8 episodes. Yes, it's 9 episodes. So we're on episode 6. This is the Spirit Way. So we have 7 and 8 and then 9 coming up. And I think it's been approved for season 2 as well. So season 2 for Tomb Raider has been greenlighted. And it's 9 episodes in this season that we are going to be hitting up. So a couple more weeks here. We should be done here before New Year's. And so with 2 episodes left, that'll just tell me from the time point of how long Devereaux has, or how close he is. And Noah and Laura are trying their best to track him down, battle him. But with the stones, he is so powerful. In this scene here, Noah is trying to get talk to a heart to heart with Laura to get her to slow down and everything. He's not very fond of flying. He throws up in the throw up bag, the little, what's the bag they give you? The throw up bag in the airplane. He throws that up. He gives up the business there. And this is when she's at the park trying to track down, get close to the tree and all that stuff. And she's like harassing everybody because she doesn't like amusement park. Of course, Laura Croft does not like amusement park. It's too much structure. It's too much standing in lines and stuff like that, like I mentioned earlier. And so, come the end of the episode, they battle it out with Devereaux, but they come up short in that department because, like I mentioned, he is very powerful. I think I'm gonna fast forward over to where that fight is because then I already went through this part here. And there's the golden tree where the pearl stone is at. Let me see here. And so we didn't see the battle. I don't think the battle pops up here, but then the battle at the end of the episode of Devereaux and her and Noah, they lose. Devereaux throws Laura off a cliff, and she survives the landing. Looks like she maybe broke an arm, damage to her leg too. And Noah, we don't know. He got attacked as well, but they both come up okay, but they're not in the best condition physically. And they are both kind of half out of it, and then they're getting carried. All you see in the last scene of this episode is Laura and Noah getting carried off by someone on kind of like one of those paramedic bench, I say carriers. You know, when somebody's hurt, they put their bodies on there to get them to safety. So that's all you see. You see blur coming from Laura's eyes. She's trying to look into the sunlight but can't see anything. Just sees shapes and a dark being that she doesn't know who that is because she's half out of it. Probably has a concussion because she probably fell 50 feet from where Devereaux threw her off of, and then threw Noah off of as well. So the one thing is, both Laura and Noah are alive, and of course, because this is the heroine and one of the heroes in the story, you can't take them out with 2 episodes to go, and if you take them out now, no series. So yeah, they're doing okay. They survived the fall, and so episode 7, and we'll catch up that on the week. I hope you are. If you're watching along, please do. This is a good series, fun video game series to play. I played a few of them, and I'm gonna get back. I say as soon as I'm done with the holidays coming up for myself, I'm gonna download. I went online. I went on to PlayStation. I went on an Xbox. You go to any Xbox system. We're talking about retro games, right? Right now, go on to PlayStation or go on to Xbox Game Pass. Search Tomb Raider, and you could download some of the games just for $10, $15, and it's only like 10 to 8 gigabytes. It is no memory taken from what you have left from games like Call of Duty or Fortnite. So this is a gem to pick up. Not a lot of money. Pick it out. I know I'm going to do it during the holidays because right after the holidays, I'm going to be busy. So I'm going to try to get some gaming time in with some of these old games and some of these new games because I had a big backlog. So check it out. So the series is great. Season 1 is wrapping up here, and now season 2 has been greenlighted for The Legend of Lara Croft. So if you're a fan of it, like I am, I'm watching it. Check it out. Hope you love the description there. Help me out there, helping you out. And just to wrap up the show, we have the gamer tip of the week. Let's see here. Text. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. There's Lara Croft. Oh, not that one. See this thing? See, it's like other stuff that should not be here. Here we go. Gamer tip. Understand the meta. Gamer tip of the week. Everybody knows what the meta of a game is, right? So the meta is the current trend of the most effective tactics available. So staying on top of these trends is important to remain competitive. So every game has it. They have the patch updates, for your game that you play mostly, or if you just a connoisseur or a savant like myself, or like Eeyore or Keto that plays a lot of different games, JFK, then that meta will change from month to month all the time. Activision's sitting in an update. Microsoft is sending in an update. Nintendo is sending in an update. And it's going to be when you turn on your system, the game says, oh, I got to download. You're like, oh, man, what's going on? And if you are ahead of the game, you're already reading about it online before they send you the patch updates through the internet to your system or to your PC. And with that is, man, if you're playing competitive, at the college level, at the elementary school level, or even at the casual level, pro level, the pros are on it, right? They know the meta. They either probably call the actual developer and say, "Hey, what meta? What are the new patches going to be for the game?" before they see it in the game, so then it can start verbalizing and mentally going over their adjustments before it hits the game. And so, what you need to do with that, you practice, follow the patch notes, read the forums. That means that's on websites, and watch top level streams or streamers to keep up with the latest development and strategies in your game. So, for example, that's watching somebody who plays Call of Duty or plays Call of Duty Warzone, multiplayer or Warzone, and finding out what the best loadout is for your weapon. If you're somebody that's going to be a long shooter with a sniper, or somebody that's like the close up combat and you need an SMG, what's the best I say attachments for that SMG? What's the best attachments for that sniper rifle? So make sure you know that stuff before everybody else does, because you don't want to be behind the 8 ball, and everybody else knows everything and you don't. You don't want to do that. So keep it fresh, always get updated, and make sure you and your teammates know everything. Especially if you're the coach, it's your job to get that information for your players, to make sure they're up to date and they're not behind, and knowing what they need to do with their character in a game like Overwatch or Valorant or League of Legends. There's patches that update that. For one, it doesn't make most gamers happy when that stuff goes down, but unless you're the developer, you got to deal with it. So roll with the punches. You can't change it unless you work for Epic or work for Activision or EA or any other game developers and coders out there. Until you work for them, you got to roll with it and adjust when things come out. So when the new meta hits, you better get working, because you got new stuff to learn on that. So that's the gamer tip. That's my gamer tip of the week. So hope you enjoyed that. I will get this all posted on my Discord, and the videos of clips, the best clips of the week here, will be on TikTok, Instagram, and X. Also on YouTube. The show is playing right now, I believe, and on Twitch. Kick, I just checked Kick. I think Quick Tick. I didn't put in the information for Kick, and also over on Millions. So you can find this Gamers Lounge podcast after I turn it off from being live. It will be still on Twitch and YouTube. You could go watch it, refresh yourself, go back to the show, learn. If you want to hear about the gamer tip, you want to hear about best quick hitting news bites, or the best thing I've seen on social media, it will all be sitting there live. So please follow, like, and share this channel to everybody, and make sure you jump in my Discord. I haven't done that yet. Didn't do that all day. Hold on, let me go to the chat here. Where's the live chat? All right, Discord here. Boom, 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 boom. Did I spell that right? I did spell that right. Get in the Discord. Become a greenie, please. It's so fun. I love that y'all self-proclaimed yourselves, that my followers and my friends, because a lot of you, my friends, I know face to face. I've hung out with you at some point in time when we've met. Like JFK, we met down in Super Bowl Miami 2020. We gotta hang out again. I gotta get down to Miami and play some Madden, go out to have a good night, go grab some grub or something, hang out with you, man. So appreciate the support there. Keto, Eeyore, the Average Historian, the Bear Fan, OG John is new to the scene, but he's been in here strong. And it's awesome that now we got, when the stream starts, it's whoever gets there first. I got to come up with something for that for y'all. I love how y'all just creating things, always creating competition. So follow, share, and sub to this channel. We're on Twitch now. We're on Kick as well now. That's what I meant to say. Kick now. But we've been on Twitch for years. That's where we started years ago. Also on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, Millions on occasion, LinkedIn, Facebook Live, everywhere. I talk to my fellow content creators, and I remember my good friend Grand Pooh Bear says to me, I asked him a question about you being a content creator. What are some of the biggest things, advice you would give? He's like, hey, stream everywhere, post everywhere, because you never know. You want to get that fan space. When you learn about a new platform, go to it. So he's on Kick as well. So I took that advice. So that's what I'm trying to be, everywhere. All right. So you guys enjoy the weekend, we got Packer football, Thursday night football, on Thursday night, and then we got college bowl. We got not college bowl, but conference championship weekend. So that means all the Power Five and small division school divisional championships. So we got the SEC championship, the ACC championship, the Big 12, the Big 10, and then Mountain West, and so on and so forth. Here, I'll go to ESPN right now, so I have the right ones named off for everyone here. It is conference. It is conference bowl weekend. So Mountain West, American Athletic Championship. The Big 12 championship is in Arlington, Texas. The American Athletic Championship is in West Point, New York. The Mountain West Championship is in Boise, Idaho at Albertson Stadium there. The SEC Championship is in the Georgia Dome, or Mercedes-Benz Dome, excuse me. Big Ten Championship is Lucas Oil Field in Indiana, and the ACC Championship is in Charlotte, North Carolina, Bank of America Stadium, and that is where the Carolina Panthers play. And I think that's it for all the bowl championships. And then after that, we'll know where our college is going to be playing for a bowl season coming up after this past weekend for all colleges. So once that is said and done, we'll know. All right, so let me get one more graphic up here. See, can't even find it. Here we go. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. See you next week. Same bad channel, same bad time, 2 p.m. here on everything. Just what's the one coach from Indiana says? Signetti. Just Google me. All right, Google me. Peace out. Thanks for jumping in the show.